What is going on, guys? In this video, I'm going to be talking about how much money you need to have starting at options. I get this question a lot. Like, what's the most ideal amount that I should start with? So I'm gonna break that down, and then I'm not gonna just like tell you start with $500. Anybody can do it. I'm gonna give you three different scenarios of different levels you can enter in trading options. All right. So before we get into the video, I want to say on this coming up week, every single day, Monday through Friday, I will be going live at 5:30 Eastern. 5:30 Pacific time, 8:30 Eastern. We're going to be doing live master classes all week about different of the questions that I get asked all the time or I get emailed to. So put it on your calendar every day this coming up week, Monday through Friday at 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern. I will be going live and doing a master class on topics of questions that I get asked all the time. All right. So we're going to get into it. If you want to trade and you want to increase your profitability or you want to get started, please join our Discord. I got to shout out the member of the day. All right. The member of the day right here, as you can see, Mrs. ED and also Shali, she smacked Apple for $234. Shali, she called out that bear flag in the chat. And then Mrs. Ed, she got in and she made $234 in a couple minutes. And then also I want to shout out Nadij, Epo as well. She made $1,100 for her first $1,000 day. All right. So if you aren't in the Discord, be sure to join because we making money every day up in there. All right. So with that being said, today, how much should I start with? So I get this question all the time, right? Now, first, before you ask yourself how much should you start with, you need some things to consider. So here are some things that you want to consider. First thing, what is your risk tolerance? What's your risk tolerance? All right. You need to know if you start with 1,000 and you lose 600, is that going to take you out? Like internally, like how is that going to make you feel? Are you going to be stressed? Or like what is your risk tolerance? So before we talk about how much money to start with, there's certain things you need to assess. And the first one is your risk tolerance. All right. If you don't like risk, then you might want to start with a lower amount so that it could prove itself. If you're like a risky individual, you might be okay starting with more and just being careful with it, right? The next thing, what is your education and experience with investing and trading? Do you know what it feels like to be down 30% on your money? And it can bounce back, but do you know what red days feel like? Are you even educated on stocks at all? If you have no education, I do not recommend you starting with more money than you need to because you want to be educated. You want to understand the game before you start trying to throw $5,000, $10,000 at something. Next thing, what is your personal psychology? What is your relationship with money? How do you feel about money? What are your habits? I always say when you're trading, you're being shown a mirror. So you're being introduced to yourself. If you don't know how to get out of trades when they're going bad, you have that same habit in life. So I need you to ask yourself and take assessment of what is your personal psychology? Are you fearful? Do you make decisions out of fear? Do you make decisions out of anxiety? Right? Are you patient? Are you impatient? All these things matter when we're talking about how much money you should start off with. Okay? The next thing that you want to consider is how much money you have. How much money are you making? Right? Do you have a job? What kind of job do you have? All right? Because if you aren't considering that, you're kind of gambling. All right? When I started with $4,000. I put $4,000 in my account. I had money. I was making money. I was making a good amount of money. I had a good amount of money, so 4,000, it didn't feel like anything. It felt reasonable. All right? And then I was losing money my first like 6-7 months. I was putting more money into it. When I lost $2,000, I put $1,500 in my account to keep it at a certain level so I could keep learning. Right? So everybody is different. The next thing you want to consider is what type of trader do you want to become? All right, what type of trader do you want to be? Day trading is not for everybody. Swing trading is not for everybody. There are some people that strictly day trade. There are some people that strictly swing trade. There are some people that only take leaps. So you want to understand what type of trader do you want to become? Do you want to be on the charts daily? Or do you want to take 3 trades a month and still make $10,000? You need to know where you want to fit in the game. Don't just get in because everybody's saying get in. You got to be strategic and you got to know you. All right? And the last thing you want to consider is how much time do you have? Are you at work? Do you have to be to work by 7 a.m. and your job is very intensive? Do you have any autonomy, right? Like in your job? How much time do you really have to put this thing? How are you going to make it work? How are you going to find a time consistently to learn the charts and to really start trading? Now, once we understand those things, then we can start talking about how much money you need. Because the amount of money you need, that's the simple part. We got to get down to the psychology and we got to understand your situation and your scenario first. All right. I don't like when people just think, oh, how much I need. No, let's assess your life, your situation, where you want to go. What are your goals? All right. You don't need to be just doing stuff. You want to be strategic and you want to be intentional about your moves. It's the same thing in trading, right? And another thing is, everybody says you can start with $200 and stuff like that. Me personally, I want you to understand this is me personally. If you only got $300, $200, $500, I don't think you need to start trading. I think you need to figure out a way to consistently bring in money into your life. Your personal cash flow needs to be assessed first. Because here's the thing that they don't tell you. You cannot trade out of survival mode, right? If you need a trade to happen, it's not going to happen. I promise you that, because you're not going to be making sound, logical decisions. So if you are in survival mode, then I don't think you need to start trading. When you start trading, you need to be mentally ready and prepared. You need to have your financial house in order before you start trading. That's how I feel. Because if you lose money, it's going to make you mad. If you take your last $400 and you put it into a brokerage account, it's going to make you mad. Also, the amount that you're going to be able to risk trading when you have $300, $400, $500, it's not going to be enough unless you use 50% of your account value. So if you do that, you need to understand the risk associated with it. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just trying to give you some game. I would personally rather start with 1,500 than 400. The more you start with when you're trading, the easier it is going to be once you have the information and the education part down. All right, so let's go through the scenarios. Scenario 1 is you can start with 1,500 to 2,000. All right. Now, if you start with this amount and this level in this scenario, you want to focus on day trading. Okay. So let's say you have $2,000 in your account, between $1,500 and $2,000. I would say risk per trade $200 to $300 per trade. All right. And that will give you, if you risk $300 per trade and you have $1,500 in your account, you can trade 5 trades, right? 3 times 5 is 15. That's 1,500, and you'll still have $500 left over. Now, if you make 10% per trade, that's $20 per trade. If you risk 200, let's say $300, that's $30 per trade. If you hit on all of them, that is going to be $150 per day. So your account can grow about $100 a day with the $1,500, $2,000 account. Some days may be bigger, but I'm talking about approaching this from a methodical standpoint. Okay? And this is how you can double your account in a month. And then that 1,500 turns into 3,000 to 4,000, and then you can start risking a little bit more and still taking those same 3 to 5 trades. You don't really need, the bigger your account grows, you really only need one solid trade to make 6 figures a year. per day, right? If you make $1,000 a day, then $1,000 times 20 trading days a month, that's 20,000 a month. That's 6 figures a year. Just depends on where you want to go, okay? So that's the first level. All right, risk management on scenario 1 is going to be very important, and you're going to have to be patient, okay? I don't think that you should be swing trading when you have an account of $1,500 to $2,000, because if you're swing trading in the same account as your day trading, and let's say your swing is down for the day or for a couple days, then that's going to mess with your psychology, and then you're going to be trying to get that money back when that money isn't even lost yet, and then you're going to take bad plays, and then you're going to lose more, and your account is going to be down, and then you're going to panic sell out of your swing trade, right? So here's some game. If you want to swing trade, your swing trade account needs to be separate from your day trading account. All right, you need to have separate accounts for specific things. So next thing is scenario 2. All right, scenario 2 is you can start with between $4,000 and $5,000. All right, now you may be day trading, you may have a little bit in swings. So if you start with 5,000, you could put 2,500 into a swing account, and you could put $2,500 into a day trading account, right? Here's why. Now, when you have dry powder to the side in your swing trading account, when there is a market crash or 2 days where we have a lot of red going on, you can get in a couple swings, right? Maybe risk $1,000, $1,200 on a couple swings a month to 2 months out. And then when that stock recovers, now that account is up by 30-40%. And then you could day trade out of your other account. So if you have 4K, you can either go all in on only day trading. And if you have 4K, you could risk, let's say, $500 per trade, right? Between $300 and $500 per trade, however many contracts you can get out of that. And then you want to get still 10 to 15% on per trade, and you grow your account that way, right? So you could go all in on swing trading, all in on day trading, or you can split it between the two, right? You can grow that account. Now, the next scenario, and before I go to the last scenario, the reason why I think day trading is so powerful is because you're going to get more reps, right? I've taken over 1,000 trades at this point, right? If I was swing trading, I may have only taken 80 trades, right? So over the past year, I've traded over 1,000 trades. So what that has done is that has exposed me to more charts, more patterns, more trades. I've learned a lot more in a shorter period of time because I have learned day trading, right? Scalping. And so the more that I'm exposed to these chart patterns and I'm getting in and out of these plays, and the more experience I get, I'm actually speeding up my process, and then I am allowing myself to learn the charts better, right? So on swings, right? Because swings and day trading, they are two different ball games. They are. You can't have a day trading mentality or a scalp mentality when you are swinging, because you have to be more patient. Your stop losses have to be a little bit bigger because we're basing this off of moves, like daily moves and weekly moves, instead of like a 5-10 minute move. So that's scenario 2. Now the last scenario 3 is, let's say you want to start with 8 to 10,000. Okay, now you can do all day trading, you can do all swing trading, or you can do only swing trading. You can take 8K and you could flip it to 20K in a month, realistically, in swings. You can do it in day trading as well, but you have to be very, very, very precise. Or what you can say is, I got 8K, I'm going to take 2K, I'm going to put it in my day trading account, and then I'm going to take the other 6K and I'm going to put it in my swing trading account. And whenever there's a red day, and I know that it's just a red day and the stock is going to recover and bounce, I will take 2K out of that 6K in my swing trading account. I will put that in that play. I'll let that grow by 20-30%. And then I will still day trade out of my small account and keep growing that. Or you may say, I just want to swing trade only, and then use the whole 8K or the whole 10K to swing trade in one account, right? That is the best way that I think that you should do. But if you go straight into swing trading, you have to have a swing mentality. And if you go straight into day trading, you have to have a day trading mentality. When you're doing both, you do have to split up the mentality because you can't have the same mentality in both. It's not going to work. You will fail. All right. So I really hope that that was helpful, right? First scenario, you can start with 1,500 to 2,000. Second scenario, you can start with 4,000 to 5,000. Third scenario, you can start with 8,000 to 10,000. Now, always remember that the amount that's in your total account, you don't want to risk the total amount per trade. So some people will tell me, man, I want to go throw 200 and something. If you want to throw 200 into a play, into an option contract, into a call or a put, you need to have $1,000 in your account minimum. That is how I feel, and that is how you want to continue to protect your capital. If you're not protecting your capital, then you are shooting yourself in the foot. You're playing Russian roulette with your money, and your account is never going to grow at all. All right. If you keep taking, if you got $1,000 account and you keep taking $200 losses, and you're only winning $100, you're gonna. There's only a matter of time until you're at zero, right? And also, if you are in survival mode, unless you have a high risk tolerance and a pain tolerance, don't start trading yet. You need to get your mind right. Slow down so you can speed up. I know nobody's going to tell you slow down because everybody's always about fast, 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 but you actually want to speed up. I mean, you want to slow down so you can speed up, right? Slow is smooth and smooth is fast. I learned that in the military and it always stuck with me. You ain't got to go fast, you got to go smooth. You got to go slow so that you can see everything ahead of you. All right, so that's what I got for you guys. If you have any questions, feel free to email me or you could drop it in the comments. Be sure to join the Prosperity Collective, link in the description for the Discord. Trade with us every day of the week. And yeah, I will see you guys on the next video. Always remember, get out of your head and get into this world because your head, it is a dangerous place to live. All right, I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. Peace.